charge going into effect. Again, good. All right, Soviet Air Force saying, you know what? I need to save my fellow comrade. We're going in. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here, and I'm bringing you another COH2 replay. Any case, might look a little different because I am highly mobile. Yes, I got myself a standing desk so I can do these replays on the move. And by on the move, I mean just not sitting down so I can do some stretches so that way I don't cramp up. It's quite nice, you know. If I'm gonna prep myself and get ready for the upcoming plague, got to make sure I keep myself in shape. So you'll be seeing me doing squats, doing all sorts of stuff while giving you up-to-date, accurate info from a gentleman who submitted this replay to me for me to cast to all of you. So, it's a 2v2. We got Arctic Ice, Japino, JP Ileno. We'll just call him JP. We got Chitulis, oh god, and Testogaklis. We'll just call him Test in the meantime, because goddamn. And people wonder why, like, oh, Greyshot, do you have trouble with names? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. So, in any case, we have an OKW, actually two, versing a Soviet and a British. Right now, unfortunately, the OKW, while they grab some territory, have trouble with those conscripts. But again, luckily they're getting some more support. They might try to charge. But before they do, I want to remind you guys to submit replays to greyshotproductions@gmail.com so that way I can look over that. It's greyshotproductions@gmail.com and I'll take a look. Make sure you have your name, title, description. Of course, make sure that you don't have any mods and that no AI drops in the beginning of the game. Please, 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 please. Don't mind the last 5 minutes, but not in the beginning. So let's double check their ranks real quick as well to see the playtime. Overall, decent amount of playtime, decent amount of playtime. All right. So these are not fresh recruits. These are battle-hardened warriors. Somewhat. Anyway, British forces being overwhelmed. Looks like, how about we just call him Tulis? Tulis managed to take over his side, pushing for munitions. Right now, actually, with that, they'll have double munitions. Oh, wait, no, Soviets pushing at least a large amount of forces. Definitely pushed back at least one Volk squad. And the Sturm, looks like conscripts are trying to push forward, but they're trying to push back. And again, Volk squad's trying to find the best cover advantage, but the engineers are getting behind him to remove that cover bonus. And as you can see, he's doing a lot of damage to him. Meanwhile, the Volk squads are putting a lot of pressure on the the Volk squad's putting a lot of pressure on the British infantry section, but British infantry section, well, first off, being supported by an MG in the back, which stopped the flank from coming on in. It looks like they're coming in to stop said flank from possibly pushing further. Tulis, by the way, went fortification, so most likely what he's going to try to do is lock down key areas. Although, he's on the front maybe a little too long. Great grenade, but that might not pay off if the Volk squad can kill him. Looks like he's going to try to focus the infantry section and not really worry about this MG, which is going to cost him a number of men and force him back to base. Now, what exactly is going to happen in this game? Well, we can see here that the Axis are so focused on the front, they are not over here. What are they doing? Why? Well, they believe in this scenario, I assume, that they want to keep contesting for the middle points. This is, was it no, not Crossing in the Woods. Jesus Christ. Road to Kharkov, I want to say? Yeah, Road to Kharkov. Every time I see a 2v2, my immediate thought is Crossing in the Woods, just because it pops up so much. Conscripts diverting away from pushing into German territory, instead go for the Volk squad, get hit with the incendiary, most likely because of the Volk squad's cover bonus, and those guys just running around, just trying to capture stuff. They would lose that fight, but actually the Volk squads pull back, and I'm actually a little confused on that. I see there's another conscript squad there, but I'm actually surprised he pulled back. If he actually kept there, I assume he would have actually won that fight. Now they're double teaming the Volk squads, and he's going to get the heck out of there. Alright, not bad. Anyway, they did put down a cache here, so we got, for the allies, a little more cache, which is a little more resources early game. We also, JP went with guard rifle. Again, really good close range, long range, heavy artillery, heavy armor, and anti-infantry strikes. Overall, really good to great in many areas, but I feel like it's a jack of all trades where since it does so much, it doesn't really master anything all that effectively. At least I see here, you can't combo a unit together, kind of like shock troops in the amazing counterattacks unit for Mother Russia with its speed. But Arctic Ice is doing a little bit of some bonuses to his infantry, increasing them to 5-man squad, so increases attack power. We'll see how well that works. Meanwhile, we do have a small battle going on over here. Conscripts upgraded with PPSHers are holding back those Volk squads. Volk squads step on back. Reason is that way they can keep their range advantage against a unit that's designed against close range. Again, not a bad idea whatsoever. You want to focus on that. You want to make sure you can win. Do the best thing you can do and use your infantry's best ability. In this case, it's longer range and incendiary to push them out of cover. Now, these, again, conscripts coming on the flank, not a bad idea. That way they're being hit by 2 different angles. In case they would try to use an explosion area as cover, like here, they'll still be hit from 2 angles, and most likely the cover will be negated. We do have a medical back here. It is upgraded to heal the units on the front, so we'll see how effective that can be in keeping his units on the front. Right now, the Germans do have a lead. Looks like JP has definitely taken some major hits, though he is upgrading to tier 3, so we could see some light armor. The Axis, however, do not have AT, as far as I can see. Test does not have AT. Tulis does not have AT, so if there's a T-70 being deployed very early, it's going to have advantage, unless it walks into a bunch of Panzerfaust, and then, well, you're not going to have that advantage anytime soon. British infantry, though, decapping the point, which in turn will cut off this major point, which in turn will, I believe, stop supplies and other things in this area, because it's, well, cut off. So, you know, doesn't really help. Only if the Allies had encirclement ability, like the encirclement doctrine. Grenade going out, again, not a bad idea. Stern Pioneers are going to close that gap for maximum firepower. In the meantime, trying to get the kill, but alas, not able to. Volk Squad should win that fight, 2v1. There is an MG and AT gun over here by the Allies, but again, Arctic Ice doesn't have a lot of men. So I'm unsure what exactly he's going to be doing in this scenario, because there's so many Volk Squads and additional support, they could just swarm. On the means, oh my god, those conscripts are running. They did a little oorah to get close the gap on those Volk squads, and by god, they're doing a great job of doing that. It's weird how this guy has not upgraded a single one of his Volk squads. He has tons of munitions, he has not done that. Hell, he gave a go a doctrine that gives him Goliaths, which might be good against units that, you know, charge forward. Yeah, he lost the Volk squad because he stayed in that, like, cluster F of, well, just annoying stuff. I don't know how long YouTube censors are going, so at least until 10-minute mark, I'll try not to swear. Probably have already sworn, so who cares? Anyway, conscripts pushing on in. Again, Volk squads want to get the heck out. They can't take those things. They're mini Terminators with those units. The defensiveness of a conscript, not that great, but they're pushing it back while the engineers are capturing the more major territory, in this case, the munitions. Resource-wise, it is leaning toward the Allies, especially with that capture. Although a lot of Volk squads and Serms coming on in, that conscript really can't fight for too long. And also, he doesn't have upgrades. He has medics. He does not have the Molotov. Alright? If you're going to go conscript, you need Molotovs and you need AT grenades that, you know, be a little bit more effective. Meanwhile, again, we have some poking and prodding around the Allied lines. He does have a Vickers and a Sniper. Very ballsy, because, again, that's a lot of manpower that's going into one very specific powerful unit that can easily die. And his front is very, very loose. Like, I'm surprised there isn't a Volk squad going in for that munitions right now, because you figure he would do that in order to capture that territory. But, again, it's just one of those things where you're just curious what his plan is. What is he trying to do? Now, it looks like he's just trying to win this in a long-range fight. He has heavy cover. The infantry section really don't. But what he isn't counting on is that Sniper coming on in and really changing up things. Now, like I said, we have a T-70. And okay, he's now getting it for cannon warfare. Well, it's 9 minutes. Usually my rules have it by a bare minimum, an AT unit by the 10-minute mark. You could substitute this with a Panzer Grenadier squad or a penal troop with an AT upgrade. In this case, we have a guard troops with some AT ability, so that counts. But that's like a substitute. That's like a band-aid on the situation. So like a good like bandage would be like an AT gun. Oh, great shot with the T-70, killing the unit on the retreat. Again, just stay back, just keep popping shots, and you will do so much damage with light armor, because you can stay out of their AT range and just keep doing that amazing infantry damage. And just keep wrecking them. Now, Arctic Ice does have a lot of manpower. I'm curious what he's saving up for. We could see, let's see, he's at 3 VPs, so maybe commandos. Again, maybe commandos. Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe a mortar pit might be up in the what he wants to try. Support could outrange it though, so maybe that's not what he wants to go, especially when the enemy has one already on the field, unless he can be very aggressive. So far, I like this Soviet player. Now, again, I'm not going to call out this German player because I still think he can absolutely turn the tide very, very quickly. And I think him upgrading his units is the way to do it. Have your Volk squads go toe-to-toe with conscripts by giving them SEG-44s, which increases their attack power, specifically very close range, as well as grouping up your units to deal with this grouping of units. Negative could be the fact that if he gets to cover and you're in negative cover, he would have at least a cover advantage, and you would be at a debuff for the time period. But overall, you could still do very, very well. Now, Verkenwerfer as well could remove the cover, which would definitely help. At the very least, it would help mitigate the issue you would face. Luckily, if you also mitigating an issue of cover is just get so many units that it's just impossible for these units to even survive in said cover. So yeah, the conscripts as well fighting 4 units. No way they can hold that. Now, we do have upgraded guard troops, and if they get a nice grenade, we could see a lot of damage right now. Come on. Oh, he is. He's throwing the grenade. Doesn't matter. In the middle of blob, gets only 1 kill. Damn it. I am disappointed. But you know what he's doing? If Verkenwerfer's backing him up, yeah, he's just slowly sending in units, and I think that T-70 was hoping to kind of go in and get some shots. He hit the ground, unfortunately, with the conscripts. Still too many units. Doing quite well. Verkenwerfer, though, did not move up. What was the battle? Was it the Israel? No. Oh, God, what was it? It's not the 6-Day War. It's the 1973 conflict, I want to say, where Israel was attacked by Egypt and, what was the country? Damn it. Was it Jordan? But literally, Egypt had the SAM sites, which protected their stuff, but they moved up so far that the SAM sites couldn't protect them anymore. Kind of like that. The coverage area was just non-near. It was just, you couldn't help it anymore. So that T-70 can just keep shooting. And, yeah, can't really do much. Now, if you kill this cache, that's a huge bonus. Alright, that's 250 manpower right down the drain. And that is a big blow, even though you may not think about it, to the Allies, because they've removed resources. And you also remove... pretty much, it's additional spendage or expenditure that the Allies would have to put down for additional caches. And we can see here that the British has not put down any caches himself. He's been busy with other things, like getting a Cromwell. He's got himself a medium tank to try to push back the enemy. But the enemy is not going down without a fight. We can see here he has a Panzer headquarters, weirdly placed behind the medical. Reason I say that is because usually you want the Panzer headquarters in front, so that way behind it is, you know, the vital area where typically the enemy hits. It's like putting up a shield, and that way you can protect your vital self. Well, in this case, the spear's coming at you, your shield is behind you, and you're like, yeah, I'm protected. No, the infantry can just walk up and kill your very weak infantry. And honestly, this thing wouldn't have range for those guard troops or British infantry upgraded with Brens, which he's yet to do. He doesn't have the upgrade. He has grenades, but he has 5-man squads, but no other upgrades. All right, so you've hit the ground, great, but they're slowly picking you apart. And at least the good news is, by test, is he is holding his side. He's going back and forth, kind of. Man, I love this movement. It's so nice being able to like move around. Everyone's like probably just stay still, but I'm just like, oh my god. Now I know how Drew Darnell feels. It's so liberating to be able to move your feet. Oh, wait, wasn't he... but in any case, moving on. A lot of Volk squads, again, slowly getting upgrades. Conscripts as well, so we're seeing a slow escalation of infantry getting more and more powerful as this progresses. Nice coverage with the Verkenwerfer, easily pushing that back. Also, he went with special operations. Great job with the flares to identify targets for the Verkenwerfers. Good counter artillery, try to push that back, but it did miss. And now the Germans might come in to finish the fight. He is very weak, though. I would honestly keep your Volk squads back, heal them up. If they're only at a quarter health, maybe a third, they're not going to be as effective as you really want them to be, I would say. Meanwhile, we have the sniper over here fighting another Volksblob. But the enemy is getting a Panzer IV. Now, where is that Cromwell? Oh, it looks like it took a hit, so it fell back a little bit. Waiting for the infantry to clear the infantry for the armor to move on in. Or at the very least, the infantry to clear the Verkenwerfer for them to move on in. Now, assuming Tulis has gone with an upgrade for his medical. He is not. He is not. So essentially, his units will have to fall back slowly instead of a full damn retreat, because that retreat's going to land back at base, not toward the forward medical. And again, I'm more iffy on that on smaller maps like 2v2s, because the artillery specifically with the Allies can be devastating toward these forward medical posts. You could say also a Stuka bomb strike for the Germans, but when I think of like annihilating stuff, I think of more in the lines of Allied Katyushas and other things like that. Just annihilating German blobs. Although you could also be fair to say you've knocked out your fair share of American bases. That's totally fine. Sturm Squad trying to come in. I love how this entire time I'm talking, I'm just watching this guard troop literally just manhandle slowly but surely these divisions. It's piecemeal. It's wonderful. They decapped the point as well, which cut off so many resources for the Germans. So that's the problem with the OKW. They need those resources in order to stay in the fight. I do think this is also a good combo, because you got your fortifications and you got your really good infantry support and armor support. So it kind of helps counterbalance each other. Plus, special operations and zeroing artillery is a really great combo for the arty recon mix. You call them zeroing, you get recon, there's no blocking that. They can see it, the zeroing will hit everything. There's nothing to stop it. It's just pure chaos. It's a tsunami. Your only chance is to get the hell out. You're not going to fight it. You're not. You can try, but you're not going to win. Raketwerfer trying to fight an AT gun. Although infantry support's trying to kill it. Great grenade hits the Volk squad, pulling it back. Decap the position once again. Going in on the flank. Other Raketwerfer not paying attention and being, I'm assuming, being out microed. Really good job here, though. We do have a down penal. Was it PTRS rifle? So yeah, that's a problem. Losing that very good bonus to your penals. T-70 does fall back, but did enough damage, although the Volk squads, the Germans will hold, but I believe that they were hoping to counterattack, and I just don't see that happening with their weakened state. Though they have a lot of veterancy. Let me be very clear. I think the Allies have been playing a little smarter, but the Germans aren't dying. They're getting stronger. It's like, yeah, we're beating Skeletor, and Skeletor's just, you know, his goons are still there, and it's like, okay, you know they're just going to learn and become better. I know I just mentioned an 80s show with a talking skull as a main villain, but still, you know, it's something. What I mean, like, at the very least, I don't know, maybe the 2000s remastered show of like that. Anyone remember that show? He was at least somewhat intimidating, I think, if one I recall. Although I think I could be wrong. But I think the last season had snake people take back over their like cavern area, unless I'm mistaken. But anyway, moving on from obscure 2000 shows, Volk squad's grabbing mid. VP-wise, again, I haven't really talked about it because it's very even. Both sides are doing a really good job at trying to put the other one down and trying to keep control of this major VP. We have the T-70 coming on in, but the Panzer IV is putting quick end to that. Oh, well, hold on. Double Panzerfaust in the near future, everyone. Cromwell. All right, what the hell? Cromwell and all his infantry is on this side. So it looks like the British are coming at to help out the Soviets. Soviets pulling back the T-70. Looks like it's going to live. Conscripts and guard troops pushing on in. That Panzer IV is like, duh, I did sign up for this. I did not sign up for that. And this Soviet horde has come to play. AT gun is opening fire. We have some type of strike coming on in. I'm assuming it's a Sturmovik strike. But we'll find out in a moment. Yep, Sturmovik strike. Fun fact, won't hurt the armor, but what it will do is hurt the infantry. And what infantry? Well, the grouping over here. There's still an MG, though. It is suppressed, but it'll still suppress units in the neighboring area. Oh, good grenade. Could do a lot. Does. 4 models right there. Gone very quickly. Panzer IV opening fire, pushing back the engineer squad. Plane almost blocked my view. God damn it, plane. Just... Panzer IV, though, giving chase. Could throw an AT grenade. Does have that. Could definitely pin that armor. Meanwhile, the British... is that... Oh, okay, there's some British mines. They've placed some mines, even though the Germans are retaking this point. Looks like it was decapped. So the British attack... I would... Oh, I was going to say, don't tell me the plane crash removed the mines. But at least it did some damage. Although it doesn't look like he killed anything, unless I'm mistaking something. Alright. Meanwhile, German forces are retaking mid. Looks like the Allies did capture that, so good. Panzer IV got hit with an AT grenade. KV-1's on the field, so we got some heavy armor. And I know this is probably the weakest heavy armor tank in the game compared to a Tiger IS-2 and even a freaking Pershing. But still, this thing is a heavy tank, and it still has the armor of a heavy tank. So it can take those Panzerfaust and Panzerschrecks and for Kenwerfer shots for a little while at the very least, before it has to pull back. Meanwhile, we have Arctic Ice going with the mattress. This is what I'm talking about, people. Oh my god. If this mattress gets close enough to hit this base, say goodbye to all of Thule's forces. At the very least, I'll say Test moved his forces in the back, so this is going to allow him to stay out of the range. Mattress has a very limited area of fire they can hit compared to something like a Katusha or Stuka. But that being said, it's also cheaper and it's weaker. So, but it's still very powerful in its area of effect. Let's see. Grenades being thrown. British are clear victors in that grenade war, but, you know, guys, I'm reminded of an old PSA by Call of Duty. Friends, what was it? And again, you'll understand why they immediately suspended the campaign after this, but it was Modern Warfare 2, and they had a famous baseball player come on in, and it was Friends Against Grenade Spam. Now, if you can only guess the internet's reaction to seeing this abbreviation on a major game publisher's marketing campaign, you can understand why very quickly it was taken down. And then, of course, like the awesome people they were back in, was it 2009, 2010? Bad Company 2 came out with their own trailer called Friends Really Against Grenade Spam. And for those who don't know, Bad Company 2s were amazing because they were literally parroting other game company trailers. It was awesome. But that was a different time and a different age where Battlefield was actually cool and not, at the very least, I would say, dull. From what I've played, I don't know. It just feels way too arcadey, not realistic. Hopefully, again, I've heard great things about at least better things about the Pacific campaign, but sure. Anyway, mattress opening fire. How many of those things do they have? 2. Okay, just 2. Unfortunately, it looks like the area effect is not that great. It's doing a little damage to everything, but not that much. Pack 43 is on the field, so if any armor comes in, it is screwed. That T-70 better be careful. We have a Katusha as well? Damn, alright. They're just hitting the front. None of the rockets are hitting anything. It's again, I know I keep saying, it's like, but I mean, if I had put another reference, let's think of a great example of the battle, here, I'll relate to World War II. Let's do the Battle of the Invasion of Normandy, D-Day. And literally all the battleships opening fire, and the Germans are like, okay, we're going to hide our bunkers. Not going to do much to us. It'll do a little, but not as much as the Allies think. Speaking of which, Panzer IV, why aren't you pulling back? You need to heal, so pull on back. Both squads, though, looks like are trying to push on in. They did knock out the AT gun. Zeroing is in effect? A weird area radius because it's not really in Allied lines. It's still going to do a lot, and with the Panzerfaust, they'll kill the T-70. So I guess if that, like, I would expect it a little further back, but hey, that worked out in the end. The Allies are slowly retreat, and JP had to fall back to base. Meanwhile, we got Arctic on the right. Looks like, oh, nice mine placement. Stop the Volk squads in their tracks. We have a sniper now running for its damn life. Yeah, Cromwell, you're going to need a bit more penetration to fight a Command Panther on the field, especially when it can activate a bonus and make your life a living hell with a marked target ability all of its own. But AT gun is lining up sights. Good smoke to get the hell out of there. We also have our engineers. Looks like you just direct fired, though. So remember, kids, smoke will not protect you if the enemy commander is, well, decently efficient at knowing where you are. So let's see. Right now we're in a situation where the Axis are starting to get a little more momentum. They delivered a decisive blow to the Allies and pushed them back. The Allies have lost a number of forces, though Arctic Ice is looking to be probably the better of the two with a larger armor. With a larger army. Not armor. Although the Shirkshire, I think, is slightly longer than the KV-1. KV-1's still alive? No, KV-1 died. Damn. All right. I'm assuming, yep, it died in the push. Hot damn. Although Katusha fire finally killed some support equipment, though looks like most of it fell back. All that rocket fired. That's all you get. Okay. a little farther back. It's not like you guys don't have a... Okay, I was gonna say recon. Let's be clear. It's like partisans. It's souls that you can sacrifice for the greater good. And if you sacrifice some of these commandos, you can find out the greater good of, well, their medical and everything like that. Just popping in a building. I mean, I guess this one would do. But I want one farther back. Is there? Oh yeah, the one's over here. There we go. Cervix strike coming in again, helping strafe the infantry, pulling it back. Alright, not bad. Panzer IV is advancing, pushing back the infantry with ease. There's still that plane flying around, but if he activates the anti-air mode, which he did, he can shoot out of the sky. German army's looking pretty thick right now. Near Pop Cap for 1 in test. Has enough fuel to get another either Panther or go. He can't get a King Tiger. He can only get one heavy vehicle, but he has enough for backup. That's what I'm trying to say. Raketwerfer's over here. Looks like British infantry is pushing on it. Rocket fire is coming down all on that MG, but unfortunately the accuracy is just all over the place. Let's see. Allies, though, because they damage not push back to 1 MG, the infantry's now rolling on in. If they take over that Pack 43, that could be pretty massive. Meanwhile, they'll go in for this VP and try to take control, while they also take control of the other one. It did kill the Raketwerfer, didn't retreat in time. Remember the guys that AT... It's just one of those things where it's just like... You just wish that he can react faster, because the Raketwerfer is smaller, but it is a lot... it is quite a bit maneuverable. I mean, not as fast as something like you can create ability for to move, but it's still pretty damn quick to reposition, because it is cheaper and it is a little more... It's not as great as other AT guns, but still, it's not too bad.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Now, oh boy, let's see how they do. Oh man, can they recap that Raketwerfer? Can you bring up the Sturms and bring that thing up? Because it'll move up quick. I love how he shot the dead bodies. Like, I know where the last one is. Is that where the guy is? Smoke has disappeared. Panther's now opening fire. He could mark target. Smoke is now dissipated. Good job on the allies on count the Pack, or the Axis, on count Pack 43. Great shot on the Raketwerfer with the artillery. They might win that fight, honestly. Looks like the Panther fell back. Not taking too much damage. I think it's just more of a slow retreat. I think a mechanized building would be good just for quick repairs. Although I think the issue right over here is the infantry battle. He can't really use this as a frontline base. They have to go back to base. And right now, a lot of his units... I think he maybe lost one Volk squad. But yeah, if they keep RDing that, he won't be able to repair, which should keep him back. Is that demo being placed? Well, okay, it's not anymore. That the squads just brutally murdered it while they were trying to. I mean, nice attempt. Look, I like the demo as much as the next guy, but maybe don't put it with the enemy right there in sight lines of you. Meanwhile, I have to give credit to the 6-pounder and the Ziz opening fire on the Panzer IV, pushing it back. We are in a situation now where it looks like both British and Soviet forces are combining arms. Grenade at least kills one model. Bundle grenade does a little more over here. Still, the Allies have enough forces to push the Opel Sedan back. Definitely a very powerful unit, but it will take a little while for him to come back up. Though, upgrade with SG-44s. That's what the Allies are open for, because, by God, they can't really... Oh, trying to hit on a retreat, I assume? Maybe. Oh, he's hitting the tree with the rockets. That's why some of them didn't come down immediately. Can they kill the support gun? Not really. Volk squad's going on in. I'm assuming they were trying to kill it again, but the engineer squad has to fall back. Again, a good demo would be worth it, but it is... You have to do it with the enemy not there to place the demo, otherwise you will die. Just reinforcing that, you'll die trying to place down a mine or a demo. Or really anything. MG's right here stopping the British infantry from advancing. Allies do have that point, so they're going to put the clock on the Axis in terms of VP point for winning. Right now, armor-wise, oh, nice. They have artillery as well. Sweet. Pack 43 is, I'm assuming, going to be a goner, or the conscripts will take it. Either is a win for the Allies, honestly. They're going to take it. We got ourselves a Soviet Pack 43. Goddamn, someone is very, very happy and twirling their mustache right now. Goddamn. So they're going to turn it toward the medical building with SU-85 providing support. Raketwerfer coming on in with the MG right there. Maybe switch the MG over here and the Raketwerfer over here. At least they got the Raketwerfer part right. Meanwhile, Panzer IV is moving on in and trying to kill their own creation. Oh, God. They're bringing up their own infantry as well, but they're all grouped up. They do manage to kill it without destroying the emplacement. So hopefully they can recrew it. But we'll see. Right now, we still have the Churchill. Looks like fully operational. Maybe? Wait, is this the same one? Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same one because he has a lot of fuel. If not, goddamn, I missed that. Let's see, JP is, again, KV1 coming on up. So he's a good mix right now. It seems a bit even. Both sides, I could easily see win this. Allies, though, once again, a little bit more cunning. That being said, the Axis have gotten some good hits in as well. So it's all just a matter of who makes the first move and who does a better move in return. Conscripts opening fire, shredding the Obelsodan with close-range weapons and using hit the ground. Again, for those who don't know, this nice little ability will keep the unit alive just slightly longer. It does make them mobile, so grenades are just waiting to be thrown at it, but still, not bad. KV opening fire. Verkenwerfer is trying to return it, but not going to do all that much. Same thing with the Panzer IV. If it moves in, it has a high chance of bouncing. Volksquad's coming on in. Again, a little curious as to why. The Katyusha's back here, and the mattresses are back there, so he's not trying to do a deep dive on them. They also don't have zeroing up yet, or recon, so unsure. Panzer IV is opening fire. We have a strike coming in here. It's a Sturmvik strike. Once again, will only work against the infantry. So unless that Sturm squad is such a freaking big deal, or maybe you're just trying to keep them out of the region so you decap it, that's also a possibility. They could do it for just map presence and control. Obsidian coming on the flank, telling, hey, big brother Panther, can you come in? There's a big bad Churchill right there. But's gonna walk into a mine, which will put the Panther in a serious situation where the 6-pounder and Churchill could easily knock it out. But the Obelsodan are coming on in to save the Panther. Focus fire on those units. Meanwhile, with KV1 charging right in, all while this infantry is being shredded by the mattress fire, everything else. Panzer IVs could come in. They have an Su-85 there, which will snipe that. Panther slowly making its way back, and although they did knock out the 6-pounder, Panther's still very low. Charge going into effect! Again, good. Alright, Soviet Air Force saying, you know what? I need to save my fellow comrade. We're going in! And you know what? That plane crash might help tip the scale. Panzer IVs, they're so frightened they can't even pen the KV1. KV1's bouncing like 3 or 4 shots, hot damn, and surviving that. It is quite a battle. Infantry pulling on back now, and the territory is decapped once again. Pac 43 has been decrewed. I could see the Allies recapturing that very quickly. Verkenwerfers, though, getting out one piece. Volk squad pushing back the British. They did, well, okay, so the British lost quite a bit of men in that, trying to hold the line, including, like, 6-pounder. They could get it back very easily, just by, well, recrewing it. I don't want to do it now because it only has 3 squads, but, hey, Vet 4 Volk squad doing quite a bit. With Tulis, what's your best unit? As well, it's the Volk squad. Okay. Oh, nice. Decommission under their nose. Wait, can they kill it before the... Sorry, decrew it before the Churchill fires? Oh, that was lucky. Churchill, I've seen Churchill's one-shot stuff that's doing the decrew, but they got a little fuel from that. They don't need it. They have 383. But if the Command Panther died, King Tiger? Arctic, your mattresses have a combined total of 10 kills. This one Katyusha has a total of 13 kills. That is all. Make that 15 kills, with the Verkenwerfer dead right outside the base. At least he's putting down a mechanized building to help with repairs, so that's good. I mean, he's going to need it in order to keep his units alive, and unfortunately, he now only has 1 Panzer IV. He doesn't have a lot of fuel. He could get himself a Panther, but again, it would take a little more time. He could get himself another Panzer IV, but again, with an Su-85 and KV1, he's fighting below the belt. Not saying he can't win that fight, but with the amount of what the Allies have been throwing at him specifically, it seems like they're focusing a lot of the artillery on that weak point, which is smart. They knew the medical's there. Take it out. I swear to... Oh, mattress coming on in. Right on the Obelsodan. Again, another attempt where... Fantastic shot by the mattress, by the way. All but 1 man lived. I'm seeing a lot more teamwork on the left. I'm not seeing a lot of German support, though, coming on in. I'm really not. Now we have a Pac 43 by the Soviets. Once again, a man twirls his mustache in glee and joy. Unfortunately, it's decrewed again. He just stopped twirling his mustache. Snipers on the field. This is a brand new one. The last one died. Alright, maybe he's doing it for recon purposes. Artillery's coming on in against the support gun, trying to push it back. And now the Kenworth walking in that mess, being like, we're backing up. We're not dealing with that. No way. Nuh-uh. So, oh my god, there's so much stuff they can decrew. Also, we got some Ghost Opal Sadat just standing there. Just hovering there in their T-pose. For those who don't know, usually in a game model, when they're getting all the animations done for it, so when they're like, that's why you see like other games, like my biggest one I remember as a kid would be like Turok or Halo or stuff like that, where you just see them suddenly T-pose in a glitch. It's just they're going back to their default mode for just like getting animations done, stuff like that. If you ever seen like a model for like, I recommend buying the scenes for animation for 3D. That you'll see them in typically a 3D pose. At least the ones I've watched, unless they've updated that, which again could be a possibility. We got some new Opal Sedan on the field. They both have plenty of munitions. Tuli's has plenty of manpower. That's the thing. They're down. They're not out. Not by a long shot. He still has quite a bit of resources he can throw, though the Allies are at pop cap, so with their larger army, they will keep smacking the Germans, who have a smaller army right now, because, well, they can. Now, they are going to get some fuel, and they might get a King Tiger, but they also have zeroing with recon in the foot. So if they drop it like here, and the enemy's not paying attention, or here, we can see a lot of dead Allied units. So again, it's just how they use the zeroing. Meanwhile, the Panther and stuff over here are still doing decent. Oh, wait, good grenade. Fantastic grenade pushed back the Opal Sedan. Great hit, and looks like the push in this sector will be halted, or at least delayed. Firefly will definitely stop it if they can get some good shots. Though, I love this Sturm Pioneer squad. Yeah, let's not get a Panzerschreck, but that PTRS rifle down there looks amazing. Let's pick that up. Sir, should we give a Panzerschreck to the man? No, the rifle's good. We need to save the munitions. Yeah, so he's going around just decommissioning fuel. He's saving up for a king, I have to assume. A lot of mattress fire, just hitting the whole area. Some support equipment being pushed back. Nice rocket strike on the Panther. Blinding it, hopefully allowing for the enemy to hit him back. We shall see. All right, Panther coming in to push back. Oh, we got Jagdpanzer as well. Man, look at all the British mines. I haven't seen him place any. God damn, he was at work. I'm surprised that Panther once again hits the mine. Jagdpanzer misses the mine. Luckily, great Firefly shots, putting a lot of pressure on the Panther. Luckily, Jagdpanzer coming in with the support. S-285 coming in to help too, though there is zeroing in this area. Not unless they can see that. No, wait, Katyusha's at range. Jagdpanzer's going to be destroyed by the S-285 and Churchill combined. Allies looking pretty good. They can easily replace their losses. Axis, not as much, I would say. Mattress opening fire. Definitely pushing back the enemy. At the very least, the Allies are keeping the Axis off the VP, so they're slowly counting down. They're still losing, but that gap was like 100 points. Now it's like 20. Volk squad's coming on in. Not really enough for a Panzerfaust to really do anything, so I don't know. I wouldn't charge because you're going to lose the unit. KV-1's very good against infantry. Not great, but still very good. So, yeah, I would not charge against it. Let me just say that. We do have artillery, and again, if I was him, I would make sure it's a counter barrage, so that way you can try to neutralize and push back the enemy. The reason I say that is simply because of the fact that you could use this to counter the artillery they've been using against you, which I hopefully they've been doing. I want to say, no, mattresses are still decently vetted, and remember, for artillery, the longer something stays vetted, the more powerful it gets. So you're going to see something most likely where the mattresses will just keep becoming more of a nuisance if you don't kill it. And but the Axis will be like, I'll hit this pocket of infantry, I'll hit this pocket of infantry. Where in actuality, you should probably be focusing on the bigger threat, which is the Katyushas and mattresses that just keep murdering all your infantry. Oh wow, nice body block by the KV. Might be able to kill it. It's going to be close. He was able to kill it. Good job. Nice job with it as well with the KV, trying to push that Volk squad back. Mattress opening fire. Not really much. Yeah, really not that. I was expecting a little more. Can we cone it a little bit? And maybe just focus it right on the Vet 3 support gun. Is that possible? Also, judging by the zeroing's like effect, maybe he lost one guard troop, but otherwise he's looking good. Like he might have lost a model or two, but overall he's not. Doesn't look like that zeroing he pulled down earlier had really any major effect. I love this sniper just going in. Look, sniper. This guy is not at a high ratio of. Oh man, nice snipe though. High ratio of survivability among his fellow snipers. So maybe watch out. We do have a King Tiger on the field, so Tully's brought that in. Now, unfortunately, the Soviets no longer have a Pak-43 to fight it, but what they do have is an army of very, very powerful infantry. Hold down KV-1 that's just like, I am not moving from this position, fight me. So, okay. They're also going to steal over Kenworth or attempt to. King Tiger's going to put a quick end to that. Are you getting an upgrade? I'm surprised you've not upgraded your King Tiger, unless you're saving munitions for another strike, but I don't know. What the hell hit it from rear? Oh, maybe the guard troops? Nice job. Mattresses, again, I did say the more limited range. That's when you, well, don't let it vet up, so, and allow it to get closer. That definitely doesn't help at all. Wow, he's actually, and again, for reference, he's in the middle of the map. So, yeah, if you are literally firing from the middle of the map and you have a good coverage zone of a quarter of the map, so you're fine, yeah, you have no excuse for that. You really have no excuse for why the artillery can't hit the enemy artillery from, like, far behind their lines. Because at that point, you're literally that artillery on the enemy line is literally on their front line. Meanwhile, Katyusha opening fire once again in for Kenwerfer. We have an armor push coming on in. Another Jagdpanzer on the field. Great kill with the KV-1. Unfortunately, JP can just pump out another. Soviet industry is strong with this one. Another more mattress fire coming on in. Again, I criticized them in the beginning, but they've slowly become better. Note that's probably because of the veterancy with them, but also them getting closer and closer to the enemy position without really having to deal with all that much. I also am kind of confused why this Arctic guy has not upgraded his British forces with additional weapons. Like, you figure he wants to get, like, Brents or something like that in order to really, like, put a lot of pressure and beat back the Germans. But no, we're really not seeing that. So, yeah. You know, because five-man infantry section with Brens, pretty powerful. Even just giving, like, Royal Engineers Piats, I would say, is a pretty good deal. But I know they don't, because they can have they still have the flamethrower upgrade. They're charging head on. Hit another mine. That's the third time that Command Panther has hit a mine. God damn, he is not, you know, he is not someone that learns very quickly. You got to sit down with this German commander and tell him to get minesweepers. Because, dear Lord, he cannot. Although, good job, at least the combined armor effort knocked out that Firefly that charged in without disregard for its own safety, because there's still a Jagdpanzer right there, and a Panther with its gun still operational. King Tiger's just popping back the infantry, although it looks like the Soviets are going to reman an AT gun, bring up an Su-85, and hopefully focus fire on this sucker and neutralize it. Now, AT is being thrown. Not enough. Does he have a Piat? Yes, he has one Piat. Okay, so... Alright, so he has one. He doesn't have two, though. Okay, that's why he can still get the upgrade. It's weird. They can be upgraded with the Vickers K light machine gun, but that doesn't take a weapon slot. Technically, they can still be upgraded. It's, again, a little weird in my book. So you always think of a weapon upgrade, you're like, okay, you know, they can't get anything else. No, in this case, they're fine. Katyusha may have actually friendly fired a little bit. Hold on. One friendly killed. Alright, that's fine. It was actually the Germans. We're just going to cover that as a German casualty. Because he was a traitor. Sure, why not? And, oh, God. Anyway, King Tiger pushing back the conscripts. Though, Machine Gun takes the VP, and now the Germans are down to half the VP score. The Allies do. Yeah, not looking all that great. Population-wise, the Allies are pretty dominant. Axis coming back. They still have a decent army in the mid-70s, but they're going to have to start getting some kills and definitely not lose very expensive Obersoldaten. That was probably your best bet at just mopping the floor with the infantry. Okay, Yeah, fun fact, when a unit's down, retreat. Oh, also, freaking Soviet industry, you kill one KV-1, not only will KV-1 return, but it will come with a partner with an Su-85. Because I think that's the second KV that's died, maybe the third. And now we have these Su-85s on the field. Oh, good, this guy has a Panzer Strike upgrade. But does he have a PTRS rifle with him? That is the question. Trying to run him over. Again, attempt. But at the very least, you squished him enough to where he's, yeah, like, yeah, I'm going to retreat. King Tiger, very low on health in terms of being able to be hit by an AT grenade and be crippled. So now it's just going to slowly but surely chip him down. Or sorry, not very low, but probably low enough on health. Probably is a better, better sense to say for that, because no, that thing is not very low on health. It has low enough health, I should say, for an AT grenade. Fortunately, there's nothing there to pin him, so he's just going to pull him back. Now, luckily, he might hit the trees, and that might keep him pinned, but the Verkanian Riffer's right there. The second one he can grab real quick, and that will be enough AT to deal with the Soviets. Meanwhile, the British, again, from what this game, they switched. Arctic Ice went to go deal with one enemy, while JP switched to the other, and that seems to have worked out quite well. Again, mixed up the structure a little bit. I will not say it's been flawless, because we've seen here that Arctic has taken some casualties to the Germans, but overall, it's definitely worked out better for JP. JP's just been wrecking this. Oh my god, this King Tiger's so close to dying. Get the heck out of there. Holy mackerel. Katyusha, I'm assuming, prepped and ready to fire. It is. If they can focus on that King Tiger, which is literally on the front, maybe. AT grenade be thrown. Once again, the Command Panther loses engine, but this time, he is in so thick and deep into the Soviet lines, there's no possible way he's going to escape this time. He does kill the KV-1, but as we've seen, you kill one KV-1, and another one pumps out of that Soviet factory. And I'm not even joking, JP has enough for another freaking KV-1. Meanwhile, Soviets have firm control, and the British have firm control of all the major capture points. So I don't see it. The British mine placement's been on freaking point this game. Armor has not lived all that well, but the mines have really done a damage on Test's ability to advance. So really good job there. I'm actually surprised the King was not immediately destroyed. I was thinking that King was going to be sniped. It actually lived to the end. So at least he was smart enough to pull back. Again, this is more of a slow loss. And I think the big thing was the artillery, if I had to say. I'm going to make the assumption that Arctic's artillery efforts, because we already have like 44 kills. Combine that with the Katyusha. Did die. It did perish, unfortunately. I'm not entirely sure where it perished. It was actually, I take that back. It was on the front. Probably the Command Panther ran in to kill it. And it's like, oh, free kill. And then literally gets just eaten by all of the forces there. Not a bad game. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but could have gone better for Tulis. Test really just kept charging up his armor, and I'm surprised it got out of there. I am absolutely shocked that it actually made it out, because he just got a Command Panther, and I'm assuming he's only had that one the entire game, if I have to make the assumption, right? If I make the assumption Test only had one. No, yeah, he just had one, because he just produced another. So yeah, 14,000 damage. Most damage goes to JP. Say with your Su-85s, right? That would probably be the most damage. No, AT gun. All right, did not see that. Also, good job with your guards. Most kills as well. By the way, JP, thank you so very much for submitting this replay. And I apologize for butchering your name. I am unfortunately terrible with names. So JP Filino is probably the best I can say without, it sound like a complete idiot. So hopefully that's it. Otherwise, I do sound like a complete idiot. So there you go. Test was a little bit better, and I would say even though he got less kills, Toli got slightly more. I would say the reason why he got more damage is he was killing British armor left and right. I'll give him that. He was really good at killing the British. He kept being hit by those blasted mines, which is probably why he could do damage, but he couldn't break the British. He couldn't do lasting damage because the infantry was all in relatively one piece. Like, look at these guys. They're pretty damn strong. The artillery would also come in and kind of keep his infantry back, and also he has a lot of recruits. He didn't do good at killing the British infantry. JP did lose quite a bit of his infantry, though. I'll say that. I mean, some of them were hilarious, like the Pac 43 scenario. But still, some good fights, some good rounds right there. So overall, still a great game. And thank you once again to everyone who submits replays. Thank you so very much. I know I can't get to all of them, but I try to get entertaining games from them. And by God, a Soviet Pac 43 definitely puts a smile on my face. So thank you very much to JP. Anyway, with a now free Greyshot able to move around the battlefield, or at least my area, a little bit easier now. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you submit those replays so I can check it out. But otherwise, it's been Greyshot17. I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Josh, Milam, Ace, Ion, Ollie, Pyro Shark, and Jakub also. Thank you all so very much for your amazing support. You keep this channel going, so thank you. Remember guys, if you want to be an awesome Patreon supporter, you can do so down below. But otherwise, it's been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time.